the sequel to Oliver Stone's blockbuster 1987 film Wall Street opens tomorrow, which got us thinking about the 1980s, how things have and have not changed. It's a trip down memory lane, 80s style. And for David Wright, it's a sign of the times.
The new Wall Street opens with Gordon Gekko getting out of jail.
One watch and one mobile phone.
The well-dressed equivalent of an unfrozen caveman. In a world that's now greedier than even he ever imagined.
It's about the game.
A lot has changed since the go-go 80s.
'Cause I gotta have faith.
The top of the charts the year Wall Street came out was George Michael. The TV shows that ruled the roost, Bill Cosby, Family Ties, and Cheers. In Hollywood, the big screen was obsessed by the dark side of the Force. A different world, but some say only by degrees.
I know we're in a recession, but it seems like we're just as materialistic, we're just as obsessed with Wall Street. The 80s are the longest decade ever. Other than like that short period in the early 90s where people wore flannel.
Back then, it seemed like justice when Gordon Gekko got busted for insider trading.
Martha, you still okay?
Nowadays, that's a Martha Stewart crime, and she seems to have bounced back just fine.
Fly me to the moon.
Netflix the original Wall Street sometime, and from the minute the credits roll, it's dated. That era of morning in America, like those Twin Towers, gone forever.
The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
Gordon Gekko's greed speech defined the ethos of the decade. But does it hold up after the collapse of Bear Stearns?
Back then when someone said greed is good, it was shocking. Now there's like a whole tea party that argues that.
Hey, I'm Kramer. Welcome to Mad Money.
This is Mr. Wall Street Today, Jim Cramer, host of CNBC's Mad Money. Back in the 80s, when Wall Street came out, he was a young broker at Goldman Sachs.
We all saw it, all of us who were in our 20s and 30s, and we were like, our jaws were dropping that they had nailed it so unbelievably.
Those tailor-made suits and the slick-back hair, those cell phones the size of bricks, those stretch limos rolling through streets paved with gold.
All right, Mr. Gekko. You got me.
It seemed glamorous and exciting to be on Wall Street. Guys talking fast, guys making quick money. And you said to yourself, okay, listen, if I want a crook, I got to go there.
Money is selfish.
Now, Gordon Gekko seems like a petty thief compared to a Bernie Madoff.
Wow, those guys were Model T. They were Model T, and we're Corvettes now. Look at the floor of the New York Stock Exchange in Wall Street 1. They're the most exciting place on earth. Now you look at the New York Stock Exchange, it's like going to a bowling alley. I mean, it's like, wow, where'd they all go?
They went where everything else from the 80s went, online. Like Jennifer Grey, Dirty Dancing then, or Dancing with the Stars now.
I miss the hair. I think we all miss 80s hair.
Greed hasn't gone out of style, it's just aged a bit. I'm David Wright for Nightline in Los Angeles.